HTML is one of 3 languages used in modern development. It's not a programming language. Instead, it's a markup language. What does that mean? It means it's a language that we use to add extra information to existing text, to describe that text more thoroughly. Here's a sentence. Here's a sentence with some markup. We've surrounded it with a paragraph tag. So now this sentence is more thoroughly described. The sentence is a paragraph. Here we have an essay. We have the title, and we have the first paragraph of the essay. Now we've marked this up. We've added some extra information to indicate that this is a title or a header with H1, and this is a paragraph with P. A web browser or another program can use this extra markup. A web browser might display my essay in a much bigger font than the paragraph, and it might know to put line breaks between each paragraph with a certain amount of spacing. If we wanted this to be bold, we could wrap it in the strong tags, and a web browser might know to make that nice and bold for us. This is HTML in a nutshell. Each of these things is called an element, and an element consists of an opening tag, a closing tag, and usually some content in between. The closing tags are the same as the opening tags, except they have a / right at the beginning. HTML elements can also have attributes, which always go in the opening tag, and they look like this. An attribute is a way to add even more information to an element, to describe it even more thoroughly. Finally, as you can see here, sometimes elements are nested inside of other elements. For example, this element is a child of the paragraph element. It lives inside of it. Another example would be this paragraph, which is nested inside this div. This div is the parent element. This paragraph is the child of this div element. If we look at our HTML inside a web browser, we'll see that the browser will make an H1 element bold and large by default, and it'll make a strong element bold by default. This is because we've marked this up in a way that the browser can understand, and it can do some cool stuff with it. If you look at a web page and you look at the code, it may look complicated, but really all it is just a lot of different HTML elements nested inside each other, sometimes with attributes. Structurally, that's the only thing that websites are made up of.